Now to security matters, Vice President Kashim Shettima has directed the adoption of technology-driven strategies to combat terrorism, cybercrime and border security challenges facing Nigeria and the entire African continent. Shettima said this while Africa and Nigeria were currently navigating some of the most troubling times in areas such as security and economy. The challenges required innovative solutions. Now, speaking in Abuja when he received in audience members of Executive Intelligence Management Course 17 from the National Institute for Security Studies, NIPS, Shettima acknowledged the security and economic challenges in Nigeria. He stated that advancements in artificial intelligence presented significant opportunities for improvement in critical sectors of the economy. Now, joining us to discuss more on this, we have security analyst Reverend John Hayab. Thank you for joining us, Reverend Hayab.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so
good evening or good afternoon.
Good evening. All right, so do you think Nigeria needs AI to address specific security challenges such as terrorism and cybercrime within the next few years?
The truth is that there's no way Nigeria should not invest in technology if we truly want to address our security challenges. You see, the job that you need 20 men, 200 men, 300 men, with the aid of technology, you can reduce the number of people that are participating. Technology will help our security to track this evil group, to track their communication, to track their location. Satellite images can also help our security agencies who are on ground to be able to know where they need to go and where they don't need to go. Equipment that will help in monitoring and understanding their activities will definitely help. We are just refusing to do what is right, and people get killed all the time. But the use of technology is a must, and if we don't do that, we will end up having worse situation as we continue to see the growth and the expansion of the lab Korawa.
Okay. Now, are there potential risks or, drawbacks for adopting AI-driven strategies for security in Nigeria, especially in terms of privacy and surveillance?
You see, advanced countries of the world are using technology to track any threat, to track any attack, to track any enemy, to track anybody that they want to. I'm sorry that I have to use this. Look at what is happening in the Middle East. The effort, the way Israel are tracking those they think are the masterminders of those who took away their citizens, and they are getting them and fishing them out in every country. We need technology to be able to have a clear picture of these people we are dealing with, where they are, who they are, and what they are doing. Technology is the order of the day. In your story, you talked about the use of technology and even by young people to cybercrime and other things. The fact about it is that because we are not using technology positively, our young people who have this knowledge are using it negatively. I know recently a group reached out to us and were sharing with us the provision of a technology that will help to track the movement of the train from Abuja to Kaduna and other places across Nigeria, so that before the train will ever have any security attack, risks or any attack, it has been tracked and monitored and know when and who is involved, and before you know, they will dislodge them. Unfortunately, we don't do this. We keep spending money for the wrong thing, and the simple thing we're supposed to do is not done. I got engaged during the kidnap of young children in Kaduna State with the security agencies in Nigeria, and I realized that they actually have some level of security, technology in their office that they can track the communication of every criminal or everybody that is involved in either kidnapping or crime, as long as he is using telephone. But the challenge is that, are we really making use of them? So I find what the Vice President saying as something that's supposed to have been in place, as something that is workable because it has worked in other countries and it can work in Nigeria. Whatever may be the situation, technology will help us fast in addressing these issues, in getting at these people, in stopping that. Okay, a year and a half ago, there was the use of drone to target some criminals or some terrorists around Kaduna area, and there was a mistake release of the bomb, and it fell on certain groups. That is also one part of technology. But there are other sides of technology that they can track virtually every road within the Nigerian environment or within the Nigerian cycle, that anybody operating illegally or everybody causing other Nigerians harm can easily be detected. Before he knows what is happening, he will find himself in the mix or are being surrounded by the men on ground who can pick him up. But without technology, it makes it difficult for our soldiers to be able to track virtually every evil that is happening around us. Without technology, it makes it difficult for our police, for our SSS, even the custom themselves. Because with technology, there are certain things before people even move closer. They have seen them far away. They have monitored and draw the cycle camera to themselves and see who are they and what are they doing. So sometimes these criminals just think nobody watch them. But with technology, you can watch them even in the comfort of your room. Look at how technology is making it simple even for an ordinary citizen. An ordinary citizen that has actually put CCTV around his house can be in far away Lagos or far away Abuja or far away Kano and know exactly who is coming into his house, who is going out of his house, and the things happening around him. So why should a nation like Nigeria, with all our resources, not deploy technology in all our security agencies to ensure that crime do not continue to grow? Because when criminals group begin to come, all we need is to share this kind of intelligence and see who are they, where do they go, what do they do. On a daily basis, some officers could be designated to watch and monitor what they do. And before you know, we dislodge them.
Can you hear me now? Talking about, sharing the technology, let's hope that Nigeria is ready for that type of technology. But you did talk about, the Lakurawas, earlier, and we know that these terrorists are regional. They come in from, parts of other countries into Nigeria. So what role should regional cooperation play, especially in tackling security threats across West Africa?
The challenge of terrorism, and especially the new group Lakurawas, is something that we must work with neighboring countries. We must work with their intelligence. We must work with their security. And we must share enough information that we can dislodge them. If you look at the picture that we are being given about this group, they are within Sokoto and Kebbi State. And they are actually within the boundaries areas, within the borders areas, And this borders area may be large, but they are not unsurmountable. And that's where technology also comes to play, because the Nigerian government can station certain technology across these areas and monitor the movement, and monitor who goes in, and monitor how they operate. And then the security can sit and strategize how to dislodge them. And we can also cooperate with the other countries around us or the neighboring countries, that the borders that are closer to where they are operating, because a crime in Nigeria and the criminal run into Niger or run into Chad is a terrible situation because of the way we live among us. So working with those countries will help a lot. There is always an ECOWAS agreement, which is in force, but I know the challenge currently the Nigerian government is having is because of the few African countries that have been taken over by military dictators, and they are now threatening to pull out of ECOWAS. But they also want to secure their people. They also want peace for their people. They won't allow another person to cross their border and cause their people harm. So if the Nigerian government is willing to begin to collaborate, I've heard the Chief of Defense Staff severally saying that, look, we can work with securities of neighboring countries to ensure that Nigerian territory is safe and their territory too is safe. Because what will attract them to such kind of understanding is their safety and then our safety.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Reverend Hayab, for speaking to us on this.
Thank you for having me.